Let's see. Alright, looks like I'm live. Hi everyone. Kind of got a different setup here, so I'm at home. So if you can't hear or something looks bad, let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. Let's see. Alright, just tested the audio there. Looks like everything's good. Cherokee George, good to see you. Love that name, by the way. Looks okay. Good. Alright, cool. I just kind of threw this together real quick. I'm still kind of setting up a live streaming studio in where I live. So we'll get there. Main concern, two main concerns here. We've got an area that storm by Columbus. If you draw a line, like a curved line there over to Beaver City, where there's been baseball size hail reported, that's kind of a frontal boundary. You can even see it. It just rolled through Holdridge, Minden, Hastings, and York, moving towards Seward and Wahoo. So storms can fire up along that, but two areas have really popped. The one by David City in Columbus, not severe right now, but it was, obviously, you can see that. And then that one over by Beaver City, just west of Alma, had been warned for, it's warned for golf ball size hail now, but it did have baseball size hail. Lethal Blue, good to see you. Connie, I did have a good 4th, thank you. I worked, but that's all right. Tammy Royal, nice to see you. Low Logan. So anyway, let me see. Not sure if you can see my pointer when I'm moving it around. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. Lethal Blue having some problems at the campgrounds. Hate a bad flat tire. That's never good. So anyway, just watching. Oh wait, you can. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, there it is. Golfer, good to see you. Glad you were keeping us updated. Yeah, got watching the Tour de France. It's a delayed. This happened like earlier today in France because it's 10:41 in France right now. But just love watching the Tour de France. So I got that going on one TV and then severe weather on the other TV. So I'm having a good time today. So storm over here, not severe anymore. We'll kind of zoom in on that area though. See how close it is to Lincoln? I mean, if you drive straight north and west to Ulysses, David City, Brainerd, you're gonna run into a storm, and that's only about a half an hour away. Now I think this may clip Lincoln. We got some storms popping up now just west of Lincoln. See those storms between Malcolm and Crete. That's that frontal boundary that's moving through. So it's starting to cross Interstate 80 now. And then over here, that storm over by Beaver City, definitely, it's weakened a little bit, but it had the potential for golf ball size hail. Haven't seen any rotation. Kind of take a look at that. Yeah, I'm not seeing much in the way of rotation. Let me look over here. No, that's not. Maybe no, that's not good enough rotation. So that's the good news, but the bad news is the potential for really big hail is definitely there. Zoom in on this storm over by Lincoln. Denton, just southwest of Lincoln, just due west of the studio, or the Channel 8 studio, starting to grow a little bit. Hi, Cameron. Yeah, kind of watching that storm pop up near Denton. Might have just saw some lightning. Yep, lightning occurred 11 miles. Yeah, that storm now has some lightning in it between Denton and Pleasantdale. So really there's only one warning out there right now. Well, I guess technically three. This one here for Frontier County, and then there's three of them but for the same county, or two of them for the same area, just kind of extended for Gosper. No, Gosper one is canceled. Let's see. This one is for Furnace County until 4:15. Golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Any rain going to hit Lincoln? There's some just to the west. Anything in Kansas? Asking by Missing Piece. It's moving into Kansas right now, and there's those storms down there towards Wichita, and then north central Kansas. I guess northwest Kansas. Sorry. This storm's trying to grow a little bit. So the storm's moving into southwest Lincoln and the western quarter of Lincoln now. One little storm between Pleasantdale and Denton is trying to grow just east of Milford there. Is Lincoln going to get anything? We need it. Well, there's been baseball-size hail with some of these storms to the west, so I don't think we need it that bad. But we could use some rain, so hopefully we'll get some rain. But yeah, Lincoln, I mean, it's basically a mile away from Lincoln right now. So if you're asking if Lincoln is going to get anything, yes. That is moving southeast a little bit, but it's trying to grow to the northeast too, towards Raymond and Davie and the northwestern corner of Lincoln. So we'll probably see some light rain in Lincoln, but the heavier stuff is going to be south and west. And then this over here may clip Lincoln too. And we're not even done yet. I mean, there's still storms that's going to get going in the Panhandle this afternoon, and that'll eventually move east overnight as well. So this is kind of a 1-2 thing going on. Yeah, I agree, Joshua. We don't need the hail. Jolene, you're welcome for the update. Yeah, I haven't seen anything starting in western Nebraska yet. But there is a watch. When did that get issued? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. Hang on, I'm going to do something here real quick. Okay, this is different program, but here's your storms over. Yeah, let me change something here. Yeah, there's your storms in the Panhandle. This area right here is a watch. So there's your severe thunderstorm watch for the southern half of the Panhandle into Colorado and Wyoming. This cluster of storms, and then this cluster of storms. So there's three things going on This over here, though, that's eventually going to head this way overnight. Oops. So you got a frontal boundary here, and then this activity here. So two things happening. Let's see. Will I be live later this evening? If it warrants, yeah. I'll try to pop on. After this round's done, I'll probably take a quick little break, and then when that stuff in western Nebraska, if it starts to amplify, yeah, I'll chime in. Looks like the storm heading towards Douglas, Sarpy County may hang together. Yeah, I agree. That's trying. Let me change the radar over real quick. There we go. So yeah, if you live in Omaha, that storm's headed right towards you. Wahoo, Ceresco, Ashland, Fremont Valley. That storm's headed your way, and then this over here, trying to get going, just west of Lincoln. This storm right there, that's headed towards Omaha. Is it missing central? Is it? I'm not sure what you're at. Is it missing central Nebraska? For right now, yeah, but the potential for storms later is out there. So this basically started. Let's see. Let me zoom out here. So here's central Nebraska, and yes, nothing is going to be there for now. So you got eastern Nebraska, you have southwest Nebraska, but this stuff over here, that is eventually going to move this way overnight. So that activity that's over there, will eventually move into central Nebraska later tonight. So just because you're missing out on the storms now, because everything is east of you or south of you in central Nebraska, there's another chance later tonight. Heading due east or east southeast. Yes, it'll move east and then a little east southeast and then east and then east southeast. How long ago was it that Elkhorn got hit? The Arbor Day tornado? That was just over a year ago. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that was April of last year. You're welcome, Tammy. Let's see, I'm going to switch back over to this. Okay, there we go. We got two different weather programs. One is better than the other for some things, and the other one's better than the other for other things. So I'm just trying to do what I can here. So that storm between Denton and Crete is continuing to dive south away from Lincoln, probably headed towards Hallam. Meanwhile, this storm right here is moving towards Omaha. Not severe, but it's trying. So you got this storm here, this storm over here, southwest of Lincoln, and then this cluster down here, really trying to. And you can see all those outflow boundaries. Look at all of that. That's what's popping all of those storms. I think I need to get a better camera for my home office setup. This one isn't that good, so I apologize for if I look blurry. Of course, I haven't shaved all weekend either. So I'm going to transition back over because I want to do a little drawing here real quick. So you've got this cluster of storms here. But you've got outflow boundaries kind of like this. So that's what's popping these storms right here. So this is trying to form along a bit of a boundary layer right there. So you've got these storms forming here, but there may be more along that line right there. Let's see. Oh, that's really cool. You can really see the outflow boundary. I'm going to leave the city. Oh, okay. See, there's one right there. And then this one out in front of it. There's like 2 or 3 outflow boundaries. That's just crazy. Heard a lot about outflow boundaries this week. Do they generally cause severe weather? If they're mini cold fronts, so they can basically do the same thing a cold front can do, but they're not as vigorous. And if the instability is there, sure, they'll cause severe weather. I don't have a take on the flooding in Texas. It's a tragedy and it's awful. So there's your take. I'm finding that checking my weather app and the radar in the morning doesn't tell what's going to happen in the afternoon. Was this unexpected? No, we've had a chance for thunderstorms for a good portion of the day. There's been two waves. What's going through eastern Nebraska is from a wave that came out of South Dakota earlier, and then there's another wave coming later tonight. What is the green by Ashland and stuff? I think you're asking about this. That's just some false return. It's near the radar site, so if I change radar sites, it's not there anymore. Or that's picking up dust and bugs and more bugs and birds and planes and anything else that's floating around in the air. Yeah, and Cindy, sometimes things do change. I don't know what your weather app is. Most weather apps are terrible because there's no human behind them. It's just a one random weather model that whatever the app decided to uses, whether it's the Weather Channel or whatever. And they're usually pretty okay day to day. But when you want it to be specific, it smooths everything out and just kind of glosses over the very specific stuff. Like it might say a chance for rain, when in reality it's like you could have tornadoes and large hail and damaging wind. So it's good to search out a local meteorologist and find out what they're saying. Weather apps, I like them, but they're just, hopefully they get better down the road because they're still lacking. And they're so expensive. I want to start one, but there's just, is the low-level jet near? That's usually more of a night thing. This is more of a heating of the day thing. Low-level jet usually lowers in the overnight. So, no. Yeah, AI for most apps. I don't know. I'm not in the app world. I kind of wish I was, but then again, I'm glad I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, Logan, that's a good way to do it. Have an app, but if you're not too sure, have someone on, like I'm on Facebook all the time. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube whenever I need to be. Doing some other social media too, like TikTok. I just started doing a daily thing where I rank every single day. So I'm all over the place. Sounds like people in that area got a... Yeah, flash flood warnings, I mean, that happened in Grand Island just a couple of weeks ago where it rained really, really hard, really, really fast. But it wasn't in an area where there were campers and tents and rivers. So, yep, Cindy, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help. Let's see. Let me get back to the matter at hand here. So you have a couple of different things going on here. I'm going to switch radars up. And so these storms over here, I'm going to show you a quick, this is the Cheyenne one, if it'll load. Maybe not. Okay, so you have storms starting to pop over here. Those are all eventually going to move east overnight. So, I mean, it'll probably be in this area after sunset, and then this area overnight, and this area early in the morning. So that's these storms over here. So that's phase 2, basically. Phase 1 is this frontal boundary here that's kicking off these storms right there. And that came from up here earlier this morning. Now that did a little more than what was expected. I think the potential was there for some storms because of this right here, but the better chance was this later on. So it is what it is. Okay, let me move this back. Glow Shorts, good to see ya. Will the Thrill. Will the Thrill. Do I know who Will the Thrill is? I know a couple of different Wills, but I'm not sure if I know who that one is. But I'll wave it. I'll wave at you. Let me move this around a little bit. So that... that storm southwest of Lincoln died off pretty quick. Which I'm not disappointed by. I mean, I don't really want severe weather to hit anybody, but it'd be nice to get some rain. But we may see a little more. I mean, there's all this storm right here moving towards Wahoo may throw out another outflow boundary, so we may see some storms pop up in Lincoln yet. Big cluster here moving into southwest Nebraska into northwest Kansas. And that's really there's only one severe storm out there. It's this one right here. Severe thunderstorm warning for Furnace County until 4:15, so another 15 minutes. It's moving south at 15 miles per hour. It has some golf ball size hail and 70 mile per hour winds. Oops. See, she happy to do it. Won't be able to do it all the time, but I'm trying to do it more and more. I think that I'm going to start carving out more and more time, especially when I get my studio set up a little bit better. I should be able to do it on a moment's notice, and it'll look a lot better than me sitting in my chair right now. But glad you appreciate it. to see something here. Appreciate that, She. Let me see. There isn't a web export. I think import the photos. Okay, sorry, helping out a coworker. Like my phone case, it's got clouds on it. Thanks, Rebecca. Let's see. Might see this thing pulsing back up here a little bit. See that storm moving just into the Valparaiso, Dwight, just east of Ulysses, headed towards Highway 77. It's trying to, right there, pulse up a little bit between Brainerd, Ulysses, and Dwight. And then these storms down here, Wilbur near Crete, those are also headed towards Highway 77, but south of Lincoln. That's a big cluster of storms over there by McCook. And that Furnace, Red Willow counties, seeing a lot of clusters of storms just south of Gosper. That's so really two areas of storms. This is kind of cool. So on the left, oh yeah, they are turning green. That's pretty cool. Let me do this. Try that. Oops. So what we're looking at here is basically two of the same thing. Thanks for the tip, Cindy, by the way. I have a chroma, I have a green screen back here, and I don't have it set up perfectly. This was kind of a last second thing for me to do. How does severe weather look for Monday and Tuesday? Monday, western half of the state has an enhanced risk, and Tuesday, I think, is southeast Nebraska, just has a marginal risk. Let me see if I can... Yeah. What we're looking at here, though, is on the left-hand side of the screen is your regular run-of-the-mill radar, and then on the right, that's velocity, which would show rotation, and there isn't any rotation. So I'm going to go back to one panel. But that's something we can use in the future if there's ever any tornadoes going on. Let's see. So still, I want to switch over to a different... I'm going to switch over here to this other radar. There we go. Boy, that looks crazy. Let me see. Just gonna do it that way. Okay. So zoom in. We're gonna zoom in here. Do a couple of different radar sites. You've got this frontal boundary here. Ooh, look at that. I told you there was going to be another frontal boundary. Let me zoom in. There it is. See this right here? That's going to be moving through the Lincoln area. So not only is there a frontal boundary here, there's another one here because of this storm system. It's just a mess out there. Sorry, I know this is a little jarring. You got a boundary here, and then a little one here, a little outflow boundary. Strong storms here. Let me switch over to a different radar site. That's really picking up. Look at that boundary layer right there. That's kind of attached here. Yeah, there's so much going on right now. This is incredible. I mean, nothing is really awful bad. We did have some storm that had the potential for baseball-sized hail. I haven't seen any reports of the baseball-sized hail, but I haven't been looking either. I feel like I'm better served up there. There we go. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what happens. See, this is all attached to that outflow boundary right there. And then these storms out in front of it because of another outflow boundary. So much. So I think Omaha is probably going to see some rain out of that storm that's over running through Schuyler and David City right now towards Valparaiso and Malcolm and Raymond. That's going to move east. I don't think it'll be. It might be severe, but it would be minimal. It would. You're looking at. Oh, they just issued another severe thunderstorm warning for Hitchcock and Red Willow. That storm continues to just overachieve. This right there. Some good rain. I mean, the whole thing is a solid amount of rain. It's just there's some hail in there, and I know farmers hate that this time of year, or any time of year, really. Let's see. Rusty, the last month or so, it seems like every storm starts out west, then dies right before it gets to us. Why is that? Timing. Loses heating of the day, or it runs into some more stable condition, or if there's a low level jet attached to it, that goes away. But I mean, like right now, that's not what's happening now. We have storms that actually started in South Dakota and made their way down here and didn't lose their intensity. So just kind of depends on the storm system. Every single storm is different. So having an exact answer on why something happens is there's a different answer for every storm. There just is. But 7 times out of 10, it's all about timing. If you get storms that start early, further west, once the night falls, unless a low level jet kicks in, those storms will die out. That's why when storms fire up in central Nebraska and make their way into the Lincoln and Omaha area around 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, they're usually the most severe because they've had the perfect amount of time to get strong. Let's see. RFM says, I am riding a motorcycle back from Des Moines tomorrow around 11 to 12. What's my ride back to Lincoln look like? A lot of I-80. I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead. I think 11 to 12. I'm gonna guess 11 a.m. because p.m. would be weird. Let's see. 17. You might have some storms to contend with. The latest HRRR has storms at 1 p.m. right around Omaha. And that'll be what's left over from the storms that are in western Nebraska now. So make sure you know what the forecast is and where the storms are at, because you may be running into something. VXR asks, what does Carney's weather look like in Buffalo County? Right now, Carney looks dry. If that's what you're asking, all the storms are further southwest and moving away, so Carney should be in the clear for the foreseeable future. There's Carney right there, and see the storms have already gone by, or are further south. So there's Carney, and all these storms here are headed that way. Then these storms right here. Oh, severe thunderstorm warning for Butler and Lancaster County. Uh-oh. All right, let's see what this is. I'm going to switch over to the other one. So that storm right there, barely Lancaster County. I love it when they do that. Look at that. It's barely in Lancaster County, and then everybody's weather radio in Lancaster County goes off because they're like, oh my God, it's a tornado, it's thunderstorm warning. And it's like, it's barely. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for north central Lancaster, east central Butler, and southwestern Saunders. It goes until 5 p.m. Quarter size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. There's even some storms in front of it, trying between Gretna and Louisville, trying to get going, like some prefrontal. Interesting to watch this though. There's two cells that are trying to merge, and sometimes those will knock each other for a loop a little bit and either intensify or throw a little spin into the storm system. So that's something I'm going to watch pretty close. Yeah, just got a weather alert for us. If you mean Lancaster County, yeah, there's a tiny slice of north central Lancaster County that's in a severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, VXR, sorry, I didn't see that, your follow-up. For Carney, it looks like, let's see, let me get some timing here for you. I would say, yeah, you've got another chance for storms probably closer to midnight, and then they taper off by probably right before sunrise, and then another chance for storms tomorrow, especially in the evening hours for Carney. So there you go. Did I spy radar scope for a bit? Yeah, I'm kind of flipping back and forth. So there's radar scope. And we'll zoom into this warning. So there's Lincoln right there. There's Omaha. This storm probably going to affect Valparaiso and Ceresco, Brainerd, going through there right now. I think it's going to be along the southern line of this right there. That area probably has your best chance of seeing those 60 mile per hour wind gusts and some hail. But Lincoln right there, this should miss, but notice there's this line right here is building. So this is trying to move this way. VXR says, I heard severe storms are a possibility, especially around North Platte, but could track east before turning south. That's a sounds like you got it all figured out. I'll let you go. You've been reading up on everything, so you know what's up. Don says, I checked 3 different ones, radar scope, radar omega, and now weatherwise. Why do you check 3 different ones? Maybe one does better than the other. I mean, I'm flipping back and forth between 2. The only reason I'm flipping back and forth between 2 is because I can draw on one and not on the other. I actually prefer the other one, but radar scope lets me draw on it, so I do that. You're welcome, Cherokee. My microphone's being weird. Okay, there we go. So I'm faster than the weather radio? That's all right. That's good to know. I can see. I don't even know what WeatherWise is. I really should pay more attention to what weather apps are out there, because I have my own weather computer. It's like thousands and thousands of dollars that the station paid for me to use it. So weather apps I don't use a lot of them. In fact, this radar scope is the only one I really use on a regular basis. So I don't even know what WeatherWise is. And the only reason I know what the other one is, and I always forget the name, Omega, the Lincoln Split, seen it many times. What are you talking about, the Lincoln Split? That's crap. Don't get me started on that, Jimmy. There's no such thing. You see it because you want to see it. Happens everywhere, not just Lincoln. And there is no split out there. I mean, what are you talking about, the Lincoln Split? There's no split. What are you talking about? This blank area right there, that's just starting to fill in. You're just seeing it when you want to see it. See, this whole thing is just starting to get going. It's filling in right there. Sorry, he hit a sore spot. I hate it when people say that stupid split or dome or whatever else. Seen it many times. I'm interested to know what WeatherWise is now. Is that an app? I'll look and see what I can find here real quick. Maybe. The pole effect. See, everybody has a different name for it. And you know what? All of it's crap. None of it is true. Yeah, I'll look at it later. Yeah, that's why my radar and weather. Yeah, there's so many apps out there. I don't trust any of them. I like using my own. The stuff that I use at the TV station is all the good stuff. App and website partners with Ryan Hall. God, I can't believe everybody knows who he is now. It's just amazing. I remember when he first started, like he was just basically doing what we all do, and he did something right. I think he partnered with Storm Chasers or whatever. Now everybody knows who he is. He's basically killing the business that I'm in. Killing it. But props to him. He's doing it right, doing something people want. It's weird though, because he does it for everywhere, like all of the U.S. So if you want something local, I mean, he's almost like national news. And that Max Velocity guy too. I mean, they're like national news. They cover everything. But if you want somebody local that actually lives in the area that they're talking about, then he has no idea where Highway 77 is. He has no idea that there's a Sam's Club in Southeast Lincoln and there's a Costco in Southwest Lincoln. He doesn't know any of that. He's national news. So I get why people like him. It's entertaining. He's got Storm Chasers and he's got a fancy setup and all that stuff. But he's not local anymore. I mean, he doesn't, you can't see him walking down the street. I mean, I say hi to everybody that I see who follows me on YouTube and on everything else. So, I mean, I guess it's what you want, but being local has its advantages. I mean, I know how far away Ceresco is. I know that you can buy furniture there. I know how far away Ainsworth is. I've driven that road 1,000 times. I know where Grand Island is. I know that there's a cut across around Ogallala to get to western Nebraska that saves me 30 minutes. I mean, I know everything there is to know about Nebraska. Ryan Hall doesn't. Max, whatever, Velocity doesn't know that either. So pick and choose. I know the entertainment value is there. I definitely know that. But it's like watching the Weather Channel. He's national. Yeah, he uses Google Maps for locations, but I mean, he's still not local. But he's making a ton of money. He really is. So I'm all for it. I think he's doing a great job. Yeah, okay. Do you think you will ever leave the Lincoln and Lancaster area? Maybe someday, when I retire. But I'm not trying to dissuade you guys from watching anybody online. I think any weather information is good. The more you get, the more you know. And I can certainly understand, if there's any severe weather anywhere else, it's probably fun to watch. It's like me growing up watching the Weather Channel, and I didn't watch local stations. It's the same thing. It's just a different version of it. Now it's, people are watching Ryan Hall and Max whatever for national stuff whenever there's anything happening anywhere. But if you want local, if something's happening in your hometown, maybe tune into one of the local meteorologists. We're not making it the ton of money like they are, but we're doing it for the love of it. I'm sorry, I gotta disagree with you. Oh, good, Polly, thank you. I usually have local on and Ryan Hall. He knocked out of the park every time, and there really is an entertainment value to what he has. Okay, fine. That's fine. It's poking out a ton here in Utan, wondering if a storm is going to build more on the north end of that storm nearby. I see. Is the sun helping heat the atmosphere for the storms? Yeah, any sunshine will, but it's already formed, so that would just maybe help it a little bit. There isn't really an entertainment value to what he has. Oh, it's entertaining. Everybody I talk to that watches him just has it on in the background to watch. It's entertaining for a lot of people. Weather is entertaining, and how he does it it's not like this. Look at this. I have no entertainment value here. I'm just showing you radar scope and me with a background. So there's definitely an entertainment factor to him, and it's why a lot of people watch. He knocked it out of the park every time. I get it. You're defending him. That's fine, and I think I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him doing what he's doing. It's bringing attention to the digital aspect of weather. It's why people are starting to search out people like me, because I'm more local, and he's, if there's something else going on the other side of the country, he won't be talking about Nebraska at all, because there's hardly anybody here. He will be talking about where there are people. So, but he does a good job. I props to him. I think he's doing a great job, and he's got a lot of people, and he raises a lot of money for a lot of local charities and things like that. So I'm all for it. But there is a difference between him and me. Well, looks like something's popping up here now right over Lincoln. The line of storms is filling in now. It was just a matter of time. There's this, and then this frontal boundary is moving through. There's like 2 different frontal boundaries moving through. That's kind of crazy. Huh. Let's switch over to that radar real quick. There we go. Not showing up as good, but you can see there's a boundary there, boundary here, and kind of a boundary here. Wow, what a mess. Oh my goodness. That's fun though. Okay, I'm going to switch over here real quick. There we go. So that severe thunderstorm warning was canceled. A little bit of activity going on there between Phillipsburg and Norton, but that's in Kansas. McCook, just southwest of McCook, seeing some strong storms. So, yeah, we got that line moving through. What time will these storms be over for Lincoln? This first wave will be done in probably the next hour. Then there's going to be more storms overnight into early tomorrow morning. It's too difficult to interact on the bigger platforms. I like this better, way easier to ask you something than, yeah, that's another thing. If you ever watch their feed, their chat, holy crap, you can't even see it. People are just, spamming it. Boom, 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 boom. You're welcome, Jolene. Winds picked up, a few spotty sprinkles just started in Malcolm. Thanks, Beekeeper. I appreciate that. That's another thing. We can get, if you follow the chat, there's also a lot of local people chatting with me. And if something happens, like Beekeeper here, then, oh boy. All right, gotta block somebody here real quick. Hang on. Hail in Lincoln tonight. It's just a small chance, I think, and I don't think so. No, I think the better chance for hail is the western half of the state tonight. Let's see. DMA said he will talk about where he has storm chaser connections and good video. Yeah, that too. Like I said, I'm not saying don't watch him. I think there's definitely a benefit to watching him, and I think he does a great job. And the Ryan Halls and the Max Velocity dudes, I think they both do a bang-up job. I really do. But I'm just saying they're not local anymore. They used to just kind of try to be local, but once they got really big, because I remember I was watching them from the very beginning, and it was, they were grassroots and smaller and took their time, and now it's so big that they're national news now. So it's like, I don't know. It's like watching national news versus local television. If you want local people and you want to help your local meteorologists. Anyway, I'm done. Raindrops in South Lincoln. Thanks, DMA. And you're welcome, Rochelle. Severe weather in Council Bluffs tomorrow. Was that a question, Austin? I'm going to assume that was a question. The potential for severe weather. Hang on, let me look see what the latest SPC has. Tomorrow, probably not Council Bluffs, and probably not even Lincoln. The better chance is basically from central Nebraska west towards the Panhandle. Thanks, Travis. Can hear rumbles in the Belmont area. Yeah, you're looking that line that's basically moving from Wahoo south through Lincoln down towards Beatrice, Fairbury, and wrapping around. That's just going to be the wave for this afternoon. And then there's going to be more storm chances later tonight. Because kind of what we're watching. Let's see. DMAC Bob. Okay. I never know how to pronounce some of these. Like there's like Beekeeper, got it. Golfer, got it. DMAC Bob, but DMAC Bob, DMAC. Okay. Thanks for the clarification. I'll try to remember that. Let's see. Now I was talking about, let me switch back over here to this, transition there. Okay, so what I'm looking at is, see how there's a severe thunderstorm watch right here in southwest Nebraska in the Panhandle. This activity, which, let's see if this radar wasn't working. There it is. Okay, so this activity right here, this stuff, and even this stuff to some extent, is all going to be pushing this way. Now, it's probably going to lose intensity, but it's going to try. I don't have a model. I wish I could throw up a model for you. I just can't. Okay, that's another thing I need to work on. But this stuff is going to pull out of the Panhandle in the next like 5 or 6 hours into central Nebraska, and then eventually it's just going to taper off. So by the time it gets over here into eastern Nebraska, it will have weakened to the point it'll just be thunderstorms. But there still could be some strong storms in here as that moves east. And then again tomorrow, this area right about like here is going to have a good chance in the afternoon and evening for some strong to severe storms. Wonder if I can, hang on. Okay. Now everyone click the like button and subscribe. Thanks, DMAC Bob. Any storms for Fort Calhoun and Omaha, Nebraska? In the next couple of hours, yes. And then maybe again tomorrow night. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh, just got another severe thunderstorm watch. Let me see. This is for northwest Kansas and southwest Nebraska. So there it is. This is the new watch right there. Let's switch over to the Goodland radar site. Takes a little bit to load sometimes. And okay, so I think this new watch, this right here, is for this line of storms right here. But it's kind of funny because these storms are ongoing inside of that watch and they're severe. So I think they probably added those counties for that those clusters of storms. Huh. Let's see. Can feel the temp dropping a bit here in northwest Lincoln. That's what I like to hear. Rain intensity in Malcolm just jumped up 1/4 of an inch per hour, according to the Tempest station. I do like the Tempest station. If you like and subscribe and allow notifications, you'll know when to switch from Ryan to Rusty. I'm down with that. And who knows, maybe I'll outpace Ryan someday and I'll be the next big thing. And you can say you were here first. Thunder and wind in the highlands. Well, let's take a look. Let me get back to that. Let's switch over to the Omaha. Yeah, so this is a big mess. It's another reason I don't really like radar scope that well. But so you got this boundary, and then another boundary layer here, and then another one here, and then something out here in front. It's a mess. It really is. But this line right here, they're all trying to merge. That's what's happening. They're all trying to merge right now. And then you got a big old cluster of hail right there, just in northwest Kansas near Norton. Yeah, I think. Let me zoom out here. Try different. Yeah, there we go. So look at that. This is where all your wind is coming from in northwest Lincoln, right there. and that is moving right towards downtown Lincoln, and it's intensifying too. So this is headed, this is headed like this. See, I'll put it into motion here. So whoever said the Lincoln split, it's like, no, it's headed right towards Lincoln. They never remember this. The people that say storms miss Lincoln all the time never remember instances like this, but they remember when a storm does miss Lincoln, because it happens. Storms miss areas all the time. It's just when 300,000 people live in one area, a lot of people notice it, but they never notice it when it misses Palmyra or Surprise or Shelby. So anyway, storm is headed right for Lincoln. Hi, Artemis. Anything from Omaha? Yes. Sarpy County, yes. Thanks, Kevin. Thunder and wind in the Highlands. Okay, cool. All caught up. But yeah, Omaha likely going to see some storms here. Oops, let me zoom out here a little bit. So this whole area right here, here's Omaha. Here's Lincoln. So you've got this big, darn it, this big line right here. So basically everybody in eastern Nebraska will see something. Will it be severe? Probably not a whole lot of it, just maybe one or two storms. So I'll try to keep Omaha, Lincoln, and Beatrice on the map, because I think Beatrice is going to see a strong storm. Might dive south of Beatrice. This storm right here headed right to Lincoln, and then all this stuff is headed towards Omaha. Rain on, rain off, 70th and Pioneers. Thanks, CC. Ooh, extreme classification on the Tempest in Malcolm. That's cool, Beekeeper. Love local brother. Thanks, Tom. We had a squall warning like a year or two ago. Okay. So you can kind of see this line. If you look at it from here, see how it goes up? And then it just curves up like that. But you had another outflow that was right there that crossed, and then another one here. I mean, that's just, Lincoln's like almost right in the middle of all of those boundary layers crossing. That is just, what a weird thing to have happen. And how those, if you're just joining us and you're like, outflow boundaries, what does that mean? There were thunderstorms earlier in other places, and they kick out. It's kind of like when you pour a glass of water onto the ground and puddles of water go shooting out all over the place. Think of that as wind from thunderstorms, basically doing the same thing but with wind, and it pushes wind out, and they keep going. And those are outflow boundaries, and they're basically mini cold fronts. And if they run into an area that is unstable, has moisture in place, and it's just like a cold front running through, and if there's an environment that is able to sustain thunderstorms, an outflow boundary will kick those up, and that's exactly what happened here today. Rumbling near North Star, cool. This is one of the rare times I catch a home stream from you. Yeah, I don't do home stream. I mean, I'm trying. I have a pretty good setup right over there, but it's not ready. It just doesn't have the things on it. So I'm looking at this desk over there that I wish I was over there right now. So soon I will be improving as we go through. How do they keep going with air resistance? It's physics, and there's a lot to it, Joshua, and I took many classes, so trying to explain it in one fell swoop is difficult. But it's just like cold fronts. How do they keep going? I mean, you get the propagation, everything keeps moving, heating of the day, it's just wind can keep moving. I mean, it doesn't just gust and then stop. So anyway, there's a lot to it, Joshua. I'm trying to keep it as basic and as simple as possible, but there's so many aspects to it, so many different levels of the atmosphere, so many temperature differentiations and propagations, and is there more behind it or in front of it? And it's just, there's so much. Anyway, I want to see something cool though. Here, I'm gonna fade back over to. Hang on. Nope. This one. Yeah. Okay. Look at that severe thunderstorm warning between David City and Wahoo. Look how strong it was, and then look, just went away. Just went away. Crazy. I'm gonna switch over to a different radar here. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's a problem with this program too, that I like this, but it's not user friendly. There we go. Now it's got to load. Okay. I'm gonna go back over to radar scope. There we go. I do like with the radar scope we can see those outflow boundaries a lot better. Appreciate that, beekeeper. Send me an email. Here's my work email address, and anybody can. If you ever want to send me a picture of something, send it to this email address, and I would love to show it on TV for you guys. Recliner radar with Rusty. If you wanna, I used to do this. If you remember way back when, it was usually during winter. I had a big clock back here, and if you look back at some of my really old YouTubes, I mean, I'd have like 10 views, but I just loved doing it. Trying to rain at 27th and Fletcher, but yeah, beekeeper, I appreciate that. If you want to send that information my way. Because I have one too. That it's one of the first ones though. I mean, I've been using it for years, and that if that says anything about how long these things are going to last, I've had it. It's the first generation Tempest, and I still absolutely love it. Recliner radar with Rusty, the 3 R's. I like that, Kevin. You can have, I imagine a t-shirt right now that says Trusty Rusty, and then it's me in a recliner like this. So this turned into a decent line. I mean, it really did. It was so cluttered and just little clusters of storms, and now it's turned into everything caught up with each other. Sometimes they'll slow down, one part of it will slow down, the other part speeds up, and they just eventually all catch up with each other, and that's what we have right now. So that's well done, storms. Okay, so kind of zooming out here, in case you can't really see, this is Nebraska right here. Whoops. I'm doing an awful job. I apologize. This line should be here. So you've got this line this line right here, and then you've got another line right there. It's still a mess. It's just still a mess. New severe thunderstorm warning for Kimball County. So storms are still, they're popping right now. They're starting to move into Nebraska, into the Panhandle of Nebraska. So these storms are eventually going to come this way overnight. But this is just too much fun to watch, because you've got basically three parts of it. You got this part up here, you've got this part right here, and then you've got this part right here. Just wild. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for over an hour too. Where did the time go? So this so I'm going to zoom in on Lincoln. So that's storm cell. Not severe, but it's in North Lincoln now. Looks like it's over probably just like Highway 77 north. And then another between Crete and Wilbur, pretty strong storm there. Got a bolt of lightning right there. I mean, these aren't severe. They're not. And I don't think they will get severe. Fairbury's getting hit pretty good with a strong storm right there. And in an odd, I mean, this right here is kind of odd. I mean, going through Tecumseh, Elk Creek, and Steiner is and towards Pawnee City is just another. Why are you there? Thunderstorm. I mean, I don't get why. Why is it there? Ooh, tornado warning over by Fort Morgan. Look at that over here. This area, though, northeast Colorado is just prone to tornadoes. Joshua, it depends, and sometimes they'll knock each other off kilter and it weakens them. I think what's happening today is they're weakening every time they run into each other. Sometimes though, if you get two strong lines, they'll run into each other and kind of, it's almost like. I don't even know how to explain it, but they'll hit each other like that and just it'll spin it. And I've seen tornado warnings kick off because of that. They're usually really weak tornadoes, but they still do it. Raining in Capitol Beach. Thank you, Joey. Good to know. Bright and sunny, no rain now over Malcolm. 1/10 of an inch accumulation over 12 minutes. Raining in Capitol Beach yet sunny. Can you imagine that? We're going to have mostly sunny skies with thunderstorms. But that's exactly what you got, Joey. Just, that's awesome. Raining at 27th and Superior. Thank you, Joshua. Sunny rain at 84th and Yankee Hill Road. That's just right over there. Like I'm in that area, Sue. I could probably step out and wave at you. Nebraska in a nutshell. Nebraska weather in a nutshell. It's been my sorry, it's been a long day. But yeah, that's Nebraska in a nutshell. Highlands sunny and raining. Almost all of Lincoln is sunny and raining. I may have to get up and look outside. So this may look weird for a minute, but hang on. I'm going to look outside. Cords all over the place. Yeah, I definitely am not Brian Hall, that's for sure. Okay. I lost like 15 viewers when I got up. Raining in Belmont. Thanks, Travis. Nobody else is here. Could have saved that energy for napping. I had a good nap in. Well, I take that back. Sometimes I fall asleep in the chair. Yes, it is. And all green screens are DIY. This is like how a lot of people do it. But I didn't have time to set it up, so it didn't work very well. Yeah, this was last minute. I wasn't going to do any streaming today. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, my mic. I got my. This was very last minute. I was not going to do a stream today, so I wasn't ready for it. Then when storms started popping, I'm like, you know what? Let's say hi to everybody. So, geez, I went from like 120 to 84 when I got up to go look outside. But yeah, Sue, it's a do it yourself green screen. So it was working there for a little bit. I can still kind of use it. Let me see. Let me see. And And that's how green screen works. Those that left probably decided to go look outside too. Forgot they could just leave the feed on. Yeah, seriously, I lost like 20 or 30 people just because I got up. Note to self, never get up. Bolt of lightning there just north of Lincoln. Strong storms moving towards Beatrice. Yeah, you know what, guys, though? I kind of agree with the people that left. It's not much happening out there. Can probably just let it go and let you guys get back to your Sundays. So, all right. Anybody have any last questions? The true believers are still here. Thanks, Sue. Maybe I'll try to go golfing if it's cooled off a little bit. But you know what? Let me see what the temperature is. I'll look at my Tempest app. It is now 84. What time tonight would it rain? That depends on where you're at, but if you're thinking Lincoln, it would be way overnight, like past midnight. What's for dinner? I have no idea. You're welcome, Travis. Thank you. Yeah, see, 84. Tempest app. All right, thanks, guys. And we will, is it still really humid out? Oh, real golf. But if it's still humid, I probably won't go. Need a caddy? No, in fact, I only need like 3 clubs. It's just going to be the par 3 over here. But I appreciate it. Cool. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Zach. Don, need one of those weather stations. Still deciding what to get. Tempest it's a little pricey, but they're really worth it. They're solar powered. They do all kinds of cool stuff. It's online. It's easy setup. So look into the Tempest. They're really cool. Cindy, good night to you as well, and we will see everybody next time. Bye, everybody.